You offered him ice cream. He said no. He loves ice cream. He asked for ice cream 40 minutes ago. And now he's standing in the kitchen, telling you no with his whole body. And you're holding a bowl, wondering what just happened to your life. Here's what happened. He found out he exists. And in a minute, I'll show you a study of 95 two-year-olds that found the exact thing parents do in that moment. The thing that feels like taking charge is what turns a small no into a full standoff. I'm Dr. Sarah. We go past what your child does into what they actually feel. If no is the soundtrack of your house right now, subscribe, because that word isn't aimed at you. It's the first thing he's ever said that's entirely his. Let me show you what's underneath it. Somewhere between 18 months and 3 years, your child works out something enormous. He is a separate person. Before that, he was, functionally, an extension of you. Your plans were his plans, your day was his day. Then the wiring clicks in. He has preferences, they're his, and they don't have to match yours. The American Academy of Pediatrics describes this as a landmark, a cognitive milestone, not misconduct. And it needs a word. The word is no, because it's short, it's early in his vocabulary, and it does the job. Here's my favorite detail about this, and it should tell you everything. 15-month-olds have been observed saying no while doing exactly what they were asked, walking toward the bath, saying no the whole way. The word shows up before the resistance does. He's not refusing, he's practicing having an opinion. And that's also why he said no to the ice cream. He wasn't rejecting ice cream, he was answering a question. And the answer he can access fastest, the one that proves he's the one deciding, is no. Now, the part that will change what you do tonight. Researchers observed 95 mothers with their 2-year-olds in a lab and at home at dinner time, and coded what happened after the child said no. When mothers responded with what the researchers called negative control, force, pressure, taking over, that was more likely than any other response to produce outright defiance. Not compliance, defiance. But when mothers combined control with guidance, keeping the limit, but explaining and helping, that was the most likely to produce cooperation and the least likely to produce defiance. Read that again, because it's the whole ball game. The forceful response didn't win the moment, it manufactured the fight. The study also found something subtler. Defiance and self-assertion aren't the same thing. They behaved as separate things entirely. Your child asserting himself is not your child defying you. And if you respond to the first as though it were the second, you get the second. So we work with the no instead of through it. I call this the yes frame. 4 steps. 1. Stop asking questions when there isn't actually a choice. Do you want to get in the car seat? Isn't a question. The car seat is happening. You've just handed him a yes or no decision, and you know which one he's reaching for. If it's not optional, don't phrase it as optional. 2. Give 2 options, and be happy with both. Do you want to walk to the car, or should I carry you? Coat on or coat carried? The limit doesn't move. We are going to the car. What moves is who's driving the small decision. He gets to be the one who chose, which is the entire thing he's after. 3. Warn before you switch. Most no is not about the thing you're asking for. It's about being pulled out of what he was doing. He can't manage transitions the way you can. So, 2 more slides, then shoes. Then do it. A predictable ending is much easier to say yes to than a sudden one. When no comes anyway. And sometimes it will. Keep the limit and add the guidance. That's the combination the research pointed to. It sounds like you don't want to. I know. We're still going. I'll help you. The limit is calm and unmoved. The tone is on his side. You're not negotiating, and you're not steamrolling. And what to skip? Skip the power contest. You'll win it and pay for it. because you've just taught him that the loudest person decides. Skip the lecture in the moment. And pick your battles, honestly. Safety and health aren't negotiable, but which cup he uses probably is. Every no you don't have to fight is one you can spend later on something that matters. Your toddler can't hold a boundary and his own big feelings at the same time yet. He borrows your calm. That's the whole method. That's the art of containment. One honest note. All of this is about ordinary toddler negativism, which usually peaks around 18 months and again near 2.5. If refusals are constant across every setting, if your child seems distressed rather than assertive most of the day, or if you're worried about his language or hearing, bring it to your pediatrician. Early support is easy support. So next time, don't ask, offer to. Warn before the switch. Hold the limit and stand next to him while you do it. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Because next is the one that undoes most parents at 5 p.m., getting out the door. Because he isn't fighting you. He's practicing being a person on the safest human he has. And one day, when someone else asks him to do something he doesn't want to do, that word is going to matter.